Good evening, friends. It's nice to see all of you again through this video. So in this particular video, I'm going to discuss about the CO-PO-PSO mapping. For this purpose, we have considered the course titled Mobile Communication, which is offered for the 6th semester BTech AC program. And what we have done in this video is that in this first slide, we have deliberately made few mistakes in the articulation of COs, and we have consequently seen how this CO-PO mapping occurs. Then we have seen in the next slide how we can re-articulate these CO statements correctly and accordingly how the mapping changes. So that is the idea of this particular video. So now you can see on the right side, we have listed the PO statements as listed by AICTE, PO1 to PO12, and we have also listed the two program specific outcomes articulated by the department. So these two PSOs are specific to the various domains of electronics and communication engineering. Now we will come to the CO statements. So in the CO statements, we have highlighted the action verbs that we have used. In the CO1, we have used the action verb articulate. In the second CO, we have used the knowledge. The third CO, we have used the action verb study. The fourth one is the comparative study. In the fifth CO, we have used strong understanding. And in the sixth CO, we have used the action verb apprise. Now, on the other side of PO, what we are going to do is we are going to see what is the action verb given by the AICTE and how the action verbs we have used in the articulation of the COs will map to this particular action verbs given in the PO. So when we do the mapping process, we have to understand two things. First thing is by writing this particular CO, what knowledge, skills, and other outcomes the students will be able to fulfill, that is expected out of the PO statements given by the AICTE. That is the first thing we have to understand during the mapping process. The second one is to what level it maps. Okay, so two aspects we have to consider. First thing is what are the knowledge and skill part that particular CO contributes to the PO written by the AICTE. The second one is the to what level it maps. So these two aspects we will consider for all the COs. Then we will do the mapping process accordingly. So we will take the first CO here. The first CO is the articulate the basics of mobile communication system, which is in the actually maps to the engineering knowledge. So definitely we can map this particular CO to engineering knowledge. So we can map these two, definitely we can map. And the second thing is to what level we can map. That is what I was telling. So now you can see the PO statement is written at the apply level, whereas the CO statement is articulated in the understanding level. So this is one level down, just one level down. So it is not completely mapping. It is mapping only one level down. So here you can see here, we have mapped it to 2. We have given value only 2. So as you know already that if it is mapping 100%, then we can give high. If it moderately maps, we can give it 2. If it maps to low level, we can give 1. So here just one level down as compared to the expectations of the AICTE. So we have given the mapping value 2 here. Now we will take the same CO and map to PO2. PO2 is in the problem analysis. Problem analysis is at level 2 of the Bloom's taxonomy, whereas the CO statement is level 2. So it is one more level down compared to the previous PO. So this here we can see here. So CO1 maps to PO2 only to low level because 2 level down there. Then you see the third PO, which is the design. So design is in the level 3 whereas CO statement is in level 2, still one level down. So we have mapped it is 2. Whereas PO4, if you look at PO4, it is complex, conducting investigations of complex problems. So it is at some research level. So basically for this particular CO, we need not map it because this is only the basic understanding the basics of mobile communication systems, which is written, which we cannot map it for the research level investigation. So we have not mapped it here. So we have left it blank. So here you can see here, we have left it blank here. Then PO5 is modern tool usage. So it may not be required. Modern tool usage may not be required for understanding the basics of mobile communication systems. So that is also left blank. Then what is PO6? Engineering and society. So there are here also we have not mapped it because it is not contributing. This particular CO will not contribute anything to this particular PO. So we have left it blank. So like that, we can see all POs one by one. PO7, environment and sustainability, it cannot be mapped. PO8, ethics, it cannot be mapped. 9, individual and teamwork, it cannot be mapped. PO10, communication, it cannot be mapped. Then PO11, project management and finance, that also cannot be mapped. PO12 is lifelong learning, that can also be not mapped. Then PO1 is talking about, you can see here, embedded systems and VLSI, whereas PSO2 is talking about signal processing, communication and network. Okay, so definitely we can map that. But what is the level that is expected by the department has given apply level, whereas here it is the level 2, which is one level down. So it is mapped only to here. So this is the one cycle of COPO mapping in which we have filled the first row. We have filled the first row here. In the same way, we have to take all the COs one by one and compare it with the PO statements 1 to 12, then PSO statements, then fill the entire table. Fill the entire table. So this is the process. Now we will take one more row. We'll take one more row. We will take CO3. Okay, we'll take CO3. CO3 is study, that is at level 4. That is at the level 4. Okay. Now we will take first PO is apply level. So study various propagation models and propagation impairments. So this is definitely maps to the engineering knowledge. So we can definitely map this CO3 with PO1, but level is set at very high level compared to what is expected. So definitely we can give that 3. Here it is level 4, so we can give 3, but here it is written as 2. So this is what I told. It is wrongly mapped. We could have given 3 here, but this is wrongly given as 2 here because the level in which the CO statement has been articulated is higher than what is expected. So definitely we could have given 3 there. It is written only 2. So we can modify it. Which we will see in the next slide. Now we will see PO2 is problem analysis. So that is at level 4. So this CO is also at level 4. So here it is mapped correctly with 3. That is correct. Then design and development. So studying various propagation models, by studying these propagation models and propagation impairments, students will be able to gain some design knowledge also. That is why we can map CO3 with PO3, but the level is also higher. So definitely we can map it to 3. Then PO4, conduct investigation of complex problems. So here once again I will tell you, studying various propagation models and propagation impairments, no, definitely can be mapped to little bit of research level because students may have to understand it deeply. That is why we can map this to some good level. Definitely this PO4 can be mapped there. So the level also is 4 there. So definitely we can map it to 3. Then PO5 modern tool usage. Definitely the students can use some model tools, some software tools to perform this study. So this can be mapped. CO3 can be mapped to PO5. And here it is create, select, and apply. Of course, definitely create and select. They can be used for during the practicals. Whereas you can see one action verb here, apply, which is at the level 3. So for theory courses, if you consider, definitely CO3 can be mapped to 3 with PO5. Then PO6. PO6 is what? Engineer and the society. Engineer and the society. So when you study various propagation models and propagation impairments, students need to have some strong understanding of all these problems, so that when they go with the design, they will be able to design it properly by considering the problems of the society. So level is also 4 here. Here apply is 3 here. So it is 3. Then PO7 is environment and sustainability, which we have not mapped. PO8 is ethics. So ethics also you can see here, it is mapped. Then PO9 is individual and teamwork. PO10 is communication. So these two you can see here, PO8 and 10. In case if the faculty member would like to give some assignment with using model tools. If the student has to complete this assignment using some model tools, then he has to have this ethics and the communication skills. Say, for example, when ethics applies, students should not copy from other student. Then when they do the assignment, so that is where ethics is coming into play. Similarly, communication, student may have to show his ability to communicate. Could be either written communication or a oral communication. So we can map it there. Understand? So please understand why these two PO8 and PO10 are mapped to CO3 here. Then PSO2, as I told, it is apply level, it is at level 4. So naturally it is. Okay. So this is how we have mapped all the CO6 COs with the POs. Now you see here one last row, which you keep in mind. What we have done is this weighted average of these values in that particular column. So you do the weighted average. Weighted average means if there are some vacant cells, you should not consider in the denominator. So that is how we have done it. Say, for example, here 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 by 2. 6 by 2 because only 2 cells are filled. So 6 by 2 equal to once again 3. So it is weighted average. Whereas if you see the first 3 columns, so add all these values, then divided by 6 because all cells have the values. So divided by 6. So it could be in the first column if you take 2 plus 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 plus 3, 12. 12 by 6 equal to 2. So like that we have to do. This we have written here as target. I will explain why we have written as target, because we can use these values which we set in the beginning of the semester to set the PO targets for this particular course, that we will see later. But for the time being, just look at these values and keep in your mind. Now we'll go to the next slide. So now you see here, these COs have been re-articulated by considering the levels expected by the AICTE. So you can see the action verbs there. The CO statement 1 is compare, which is in the level 4. Second CO is in study, level 4. Third CO is in the design, which is in the level 3. Fourth is the comparative study, which is in level 4. Fifth is review, which is level 4. Sixth is uprise, which is also in level 4. Okay. So now if you compare these CO statements with the PO statements, naturally the mapping values will change accordingly. You see here in the previous slide, there were a lot of ones present in this table, which I have marked in red. Generally, one point that we have to keep in mind whenever we do the mapping, we should see that there is no 1% in this mapping table, which means that that particular CO is not contributing enough to that particular PO, which should be completely avoided. Because what is this outcome-based education? Outcome-based education says that every CO or every course is expected to deliver some skills to the students. That skills to be mapped to the program outputs which the students would have at the end of the course. So that's why we should avoid that particular one low level mapping in this table. If you have low level mapping, it means that students have not gained enough knowledge or skills through that particular course. That is the meaning. Please understand that. So here, if you see all these levels of CO statements, all are in level 4 except one, that CO3 statement, which is in level 3. Definitely, it will be mapped to the high level of PO statements wherever it applies in the same way how we mapped in the previous slide. If you map, it will definitely map to these values what we have shown here. So in this particular CO table, there is no 1%, there is no low level value present, mapping is present. So automatically, if you look at the last row also, the target has increased now. This target value has increased compared to the previous COPO mapping. Okay, so now we will see how this how this target value changes. Okay, so now you can see here, I have shown you both the tables. I have shown you both the tables. All of you look at the bottom row, the last row, which is the target value of both the tables. The target value has comparatively increased, considerably increased. It has considerably increased. If you look at PO1, the target value is 2 here in the first mapping, whereas in the second mapping, the target value is 3. In the second column, PO2, the value is 0.6, whereas here it is 2.83. So like that, you can see in most of the places, this contribution of mobile communication course to the program outcome has considerably increased. So this is the right way of mapping. Okay, so one important point or 2 points you can see here what I have written here. One is that CO statements have been rewritten keeping in mind the incremental learning required for the course. That is from basic concepts to design to appraising latest technologies. So it is in that sequential order it is being designed. That is one change that we have done in the revised CO statements, which you can look at it. Once again, you can go back to that particular slide and see how it has been written. The second is that this forces the change in the CO, PO, PSO mapping and hence the target. So when you revise the CO statements, naturally, the mapping values will also change. Once the mapping value changes, automatically the last row values will also change. Okay, so please understand this. In the next video, I'll be talking more about the PO attainment, calculation of PO attainment and the program articulation matrix. Thank you.